Have you ever looked at your bank account after a long month of work? You've put in the hours, you're exhausted, and you just think, is that it? Where did it all go?
That feeling is the absolute worst, and it's exactly what we're diving into today. Welcome to Income After Hours, everyone. I'm Emma.
And I'm Alex, and if you've ever felt that way, that pit in your stomach, you are definitely not alone. It's this huge, frustrating puzzle, right?
It really is. So today we're tackling the big one. Why do so many of us work incredibly hard but still feel like we're just spinning our wheels financially? Like we're just staying broke?
Exactly. And it's not because people are lazy. I mean, we see people all the time working 50, 60 hours a week, juggling a full-time job and a side hustle.
Totally. The effort is there. The hustle is clearly there. So what's the disconnect? I think the first thing is this idea we're all sold from a young age that hard work is the only ingredient for success.
Right, the glorification of the grind. Just put in more hours, sacrifice for sleep, and you'll get ahead. But that's trap number one.
It's a huge trap because there's a hard ceiling on that, isn't there? You only have 24 hours in a day. You can't just add more. You eventually run out of time.
You can't. And if your income is directly tied to the number of hours you can physically work, you've already limited your potential from day one. It's the classic trading time for money problem.
The time for money trade.
And it's an employee mindset, which makes sense in a 9 to 5, but it bleeds into our side hustles and freelance work too.
Oh, for sure. Think about a freelance writer or a graphic designer. The default path is to set an hourly rate, but the person who makes $100 an hour is still capped by how many hours they can realistically bill in a week.
Exactly. Whereas the one who charges a $2,000 flat fee for a project, their income is based on the value they provide, not the minutes it took them to do it.
The outcome, not the input. They're solving a $2,000 problem for the client. That's what matters.
Yes, that is the first big mindset shift. Stop thinking about how much your time is worth and start thinking about how much the result is worth to the other person. That's how you begin decoupling your time from your income.
I love that. So that's a huge piece. But okay, let's say you do that. You start charging for value. Maybe you get a raise at your main job. You have more money coming in. Problem solved, right?
You would definitely think so. But then something else happens, something much sneakier.
Lifestyle creep.
There it is, the silent income killer.
It's so true. Your expenses they magically expand to meet your new income. You get a $200 raise and suddenly you have a new $200 car payment or you're eating out more.
Yep, or more subscriptions. I mean, how many streaming services do we all have now? It's death by 1,000 paper cuts. And social media makes it 10 times worse. You see someone else's vacation or a new car and you think, I work hard, I deserve that too.
Right, the comparison trap. And you do feel like you deserve it. You worked hard for that raise, so you should treat yourself. And you should, but when every single increase in income is immediately matched by an increase in spending, you're not actually getting ahead.
You're just upgrading your hamster wheel. It's a nicer wheel, maybe it has leather seats and a sunroof, but you're still running in the same spot, going nowhere.
That's a great way to put it. I remember my first real job bonus. I was so excited. I think it was gone in a month. I honestly could not tell you what I spent it on. A few nice dinners, some clothes, poof, gone.
We've all been there. My version of that was getting a credit card in college and thinking, oh, this is free money. That did not end well.
A rite of passage.
Right? The key, I think, is having a plan for new money before it arrives. Decide ahead of time. Okay, if I get this bonus, 50% goes to debt, 30% to investments, and I'll spend the last 20% on something fun, guilt-free.
Yes, intentionality. Instead of it just disappearing, you're telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. It's that whole pay yourself first idea, but for any new money that comes in.
It is, and it doesn't have to be some huge complicated budget, just automate it. The day you get paid, have an automatic transfer set up to move a certain amount to a savings or investment account.
Out of sight, out of mind. So you never even have the chance to spend it.
Right. Which actually brings us to the next big point, the difference between just trying hard and having systems.
Ooh, this is a big one, especially for anyone with a side hustle who feels like they're just constantly scrambling.
It is. So many people, myself included for a long time, rely on willpower and motivation. Okay, tonight I'm going to be super motivated and work on my project for 3 hours.
And sometimes that works. But motivation, it's a feeling. It's fickle. It comes and goes with your mood, how much sleep you got. You cannot build a business or a solid financial future on a feeling.
You can't. It's like trying to power a city with a lightning storm. It's incredibly powerful when it hits, but it's totally unpredictable. You need a power plant. You need a system.
So, what does a system look like in this context? It sounds kind of corporate and boring.
It can be super simple. A system is just a repeatable process that makes doing the right thing the easy thing. We just talked about one, automatic transfers. That's a financial system. You don't use willpower to save, a system does it for you.
Out of sight, out of mind. So you never even have the chance to spend it.
Right. Which actually brings us to the next big point, the difference between just trying hard and having systems.
Ooh, this is a big one, especially for anyone with a side hustle who feels like they're just constantly scrambling.
It is. So many people, myself included for a long time, rely on willpower and motivation. Okay, tonight I'm going to be super motivated and work on my project for 3 hours.
And sometimes that works. But motivation, it's a feeling. It's fickle. It comes and goes with your mood, how much sleep you got. You cannot build a business or a solid financial future on a feeling.
You can't. It's like trying to power a city with a lightning storm. It's incredibly powerful when it hits, but it's totally unpredictable. You need a power plant. You need a system.
So, what does a system look like in this context? It sounds kind of corporate and boring.
It can be super simple. A system is just a repeatable process that makes doing the right thing the easy thing. We just talked about one, automatic transfers. That's a financial system. You don't use willpower to save, a system does it for you.
Okay, that makes sense. Taking the decision out of your hands.
For a side hustle, a system could be as simple as blocking out 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Tuesday and Thursday in your calendar. That's your protected work time. You don't wait to feel motivated, you just honor the appointment with yourself.
Right, you're removing the decision-making from the moment. The decision was already made when you were feeling clear-headed and ambitious.
Exactly. Another one, have templates for your common emails. Don't rewrite the same pitch every single time. That's a system. Use a simple to-do list app instead of keeping everything in your head. That's a system.
It's all about reducing friction. You're building guardrails for yourself that guide you toward your goal, even on the days you don't feel like it.
Precisely. You automate the predictable so you can handle the unpredictable. It's the difference between being busy and being productive.
That's a huge distinction. I can be busy all day answering emails and feel like I got absolutely nothing important done.
Everyone can. So we've got decoupling time from money, fighting lifestyle creep, building systems. What's the last piece of the puzzle? Because you can do all that, save up a nice little nest egg, and still stay broke in the long run.
Yeah, you can. And I think this is the scariest one for a lot of people. It's what you do with that money you've managed to save. For most people, it just sits there.
It sits there, in a savings account maybe, earning 0.1% interest while inflation is running at 3 or 4%.
Right, so you're literally losing money every single day. Your purchasing power is going down. The $100 you saved last year can't buy $100 worth of stuff this year.
It is, and it's because the idea of investing is terrifying. It sounds complicated, risky. It feels like something for rich people in suits, not for everyday people.
Totally. The jargon, the stock market charts going up and down, it's incredibly intimidating. It feels like a casino where you don't know the rules.
It does, but people often forget about the single most powerful investment they can possibly make, and it has nothing to do with the stock market.
Investing in yourself.
Investing in yourself, 100%. Taking a course to learn a new high-demand skill like coding or digital marketing. Buying books that change your perspective. Going to a conference and networking. That's an investment.
That is such an important point. You are your number one asset. Spending $500 on a course that helps you earn an extra $5,000 a year? I mean, what stock gives you that kind of return consistently?
Nothing. And it's a return that no one can ever take away from you. The market can crash, but you own that skill forever. That's the foundation.
Okay, so you invest in your skills, which increases your earning power. Then what about the actual money you've saved, the stuff sitting in the bank?
Then you start small. The goal isn't to become a Wall Street day trader. It's not about speculating or gambling. It's about making your money start working for you instead of you always working for it, even if it's just a little bit.
Right, a simple, low-cost index fund, for example. You're not trying to beat the market, you're just trying to be the market, to get your money off the sidelines and into the game, letting it grow with the economy over time.
Exactly. You want to create another source of income, even if it's just a few dollars a month at first from dividends or growth. It's about creating assets. Your job is one income stream. Your side hustle is another. Your investments, that's a third. That's how you build real security.
It's a real shift from just saving to actually building wealth.
That's the whole game.
It really is. And the magic ingredient here, the thing that makes it all work, is time. It's the concept of compound interest, which sounds like a boring math term, but it's the most powerful force in the universe for wealth creation.
Einstein supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. The idea that your money starts making money, and then the money that money made starts making more money. It's a snowball effect. It's slow and boring at first, which is why people ignore it.
But, I think there's another hurdle that stops people even when they understand all of this logically. It's the sheer terror of getting it wrong, the fear that you'll take the leap and just fall flat on your face.
The paralysis of perfectionism. You feel like you need to have the perfect business plan, the perfect website, the perfect investment strategy before you even start. And so, you never start.
Wow, okay, there's a lot there, but it connects so well. So let's kind of pull this all together.
Yeah, let's do a quick recap. It's not really about just gritting your teeth and working harder, is it?
Not at all. It's about working smarter. So point one was breaking that toxic link between your time and your money. Charge for the value and the outcome, not the hours you put in.
Right. Then point two, once you make more money, you have to actively fight lifestyle creep to make sure you actually keep it. Be intentional with any new income. Give it a job.
Point three was building systems. Automate the good decisions, like saving and investing, and create repeatable processes for your work so you're not always relying on fickle motivation.
Exactly. And finally, the last point, don't be afraid to invest. First and foremost, in your own skills to increase your earning potential.
And then putting your money to work in assets that can grow over time so you're not the only one doing all the work to earn a living.
It's a total mindset shift, really, from being just a worker bee to being the CEO of your own financial life.
That's it right there. It takes time, it's not an overnight fix, but those four things, they can genuinely change everything.
Absolutely. And that feels like a great place to wrap it up for today. Hopefully, this gave everyone at least one or two things to think about.
For sure. Even just picking one of those areas to focus on for the next month can make a huge difference.
If you got value from this episode, let us know in the comments, follow the show, and give it a like. See you in the next episode.
Thanks for listening, everyone.